They did a search of his home. They found 23 other guns, it was 23 in the motel room and 19 in his home, just in Las Vegas. Not counting the home they were getting warrants to search in Reno. This guy had homes. Come to find out, he was 64 years old and lived and obviously had homes all over the place. Because he had a home in Reno, he had a home in Nevada, his brother lives in Florida. Of course, his brother was just as shocked and as dumbfounded as we all were. And I think making excuses for his brother was a little lame on air, but I can't prove it. And if it sounds disrespectful, I apologize ahead of time. But he did, in some ways, sound just as shocked and as appalled and as horrified as we all were when that came across our TVs, our cell phones, or whatever we do for a living, or wherever we're at. Actually, I can think of 3 calendar days where it's been the worst day in the world. 9/11, September 9/11, 2001, World Trade Centers, coming down, killing more than 2,500 people, killing more than 3,000 really, along with a good friend of mine. And I'm sure you had friends and family and loved ones there too, and God knows I'm sorry for that. Nothing will ever bring them back. But nothing will ever bring these people back that were killed in Las Vegas by somebody doing something senseless, shooting into a crowd of people with a that was made into an automatic weapon that would rapidly fire 100 bullets a minute, maybe less. I'm no gun expert. I don't fire a weapon. I don't inflict wounds. I help heal them. I'm a care provider. That's what I do. I work with kids. That's what I do. I'm a lucky man, though. I'm a lucky man. I can tell you that. I told you 2 or 3 nights ago, don't take your life for granted. Don't take your family like you're always going to have them around. Because eventually we all die. And we will all die. That's a promise. There's no 2 ways about it. You know why I say that? Because it's true. There's a lot of areas we need to cover. This is so important, though, it's not even funny. This guy, he had to have been off his rocker. He really did, because I can't imagine anybody being sane to be able to sit there and fire into a crowd like that, killing people. Unbeknownst people. People he's probably never even met. That's kind of messed up. Kind of messed up? No, that is messed up. I can't understand that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should understand that. Who knows? I do know one thing. There is only one thing that I can be sure of at this point. And you know what that is? That those innocent people that had no knowledge of or warning of being shot to death after leaving the last set of a Jason Aldean concert in Vegas. Nobody ever dreamed that would have happened. Of course, nobody ever dreamed the Twin Towers would come down either, but they did. We had one of our very own news reporters, our field reporters there in Vegas with her mother, that was in that crowd. Thank our lucky stars that she wasn't killed, or her family wasn't killed. She was in that hail of gunfire. Tell you what, gives you a whole new aspect on life, though. When something like that comes about, when you witness or experience or be a part of something like that, trust me, you don't ever forget. You never will either. You'll always remember it. In fact, you'll probably have nightmares about it. That's the sad part. I feel sorry for the kids had to witness that. Or if the kids had to see that on TV about their mom, their dad, their cousin, their sister, brother, or whatever, That's not cool. I can't imagine what or how they even felt. I would have been beside myself. You know that? This guy, Mr. Paddock, as we call him, the girlfriend denies knowledge of the attack. And that's according to BBC.com. And it's about 7 hours ago. Now, we've got a lot of different aspects of this, a lot of different opinions on it. My opinion is the guy should have been medicated. But that didn't happen. But why would a new major hotel casino not have security? They know that we're a target for everything. Crazies that just want to shoot into crowds, drive into crowds, or ISIS that want to lay claim and credit for all this mess. Well, that's news, not. You know what's news? The news is these poor families have to bury their loved ones. They had to sit there and watch them die for no reason, all because of this 64-year-old man that was a multi-millionaire due to real estate. He was a millionaire. Let me guess. The money made him do it? I don't think so. You wake up, everybody wakes up each and every day. We go to bed each and every night. There is one thing I guarantee we have, each one of us, and that's free will. We have a right to choose how our day is going to go, or at least how we hope it will go. We have a right to choose where we pick up booze and drink, then get behind the wheel. We have to choose to take drugs and get behind the wheel, or do the right thing and get a cab and go home, or get a ride. We make choices. Life is a choice. You got to make it. If you make the wrong choice, make sure you learn from it, because if you don't, you'll be running in the same circle for the rest of your life as we know it. But I'm telling you right now, no matter where you go or what you do, you can't get away from yourself. So make sure you think about the choices, because I know I have to. And it's even more important now. Look what happened. That guy made a choice. That guy made a decision because he was mad at the world and decided to kill a bunch of people and injure hundreds more. I don't understand that. That kind of mass shooting, that kind of mass casualty, and that many people injured. Why? It was a senseless act of violence. That was the biggest mass shooting ever done in the United States. Ever been done. Bigger than that bar shooting in Florida or anywhere else. Las Vegas beat it. Big time. You know why? All those unfortunate people out there. All those families, those loved ones, whoever they are. I guarantee you, to lay next to your loved ones and pretend that you're dead, and know that your family is doing something else, or laying there watching you die, or you're laying there watching them die, because there is nothing you can do, because if you move, the guy will shoot more, or maybe one of the bullets will shoot you if you move the wrong way, or the other way. Either way, it was a losing battle. And God knows, I hate losing battles as much as I hate a quinky dink. Trust me, I know. My heart and my prayers go out to this family. I want you to know that. And God knows, if there was anything I could do to help, I would. I still would. If I thought it was at any all possible, I would. But we have an awesome team of first responders. Vegas has an awesome sheriff's department, police department. They handled it quite well. They kept a lot of people from getting killed and injured that night. They have an excellent response for the fire department, their paramedics, and their ambulance teams. You couldn't ask for better. They really put themselves out there. Of course, that's what they get paid for. But they went way above anything anybody could have done. Even innocent bystanders, people that were just there for the concert, risked their own lives to help save others that they didn't know their name, who they were, where they lived, or anything about them, but they still put their neck on the line. See, so people do get involved. And we need to be involved right now. This is just one thing into a whole bunch of things that are taking place. There's a reason for all this. There has to be. There might be one, though. But we're not going to worry about that right this minute. We're paying tribute to those people in Vegas. Those heroes that if anybody is out there in Vegas is listening and you are one of these people, you are welcome to call my podcast anytime you want, or you can be live on my show anytime you want. I'd be honored to have you and shake your hand and thank you. There are awesome people out there, I'll tell you that. There are decent people out there. It's worth getting involved. It's worth helping. It is. I've been helping for over 10 years. Not just the elderly and the disabled, anybody that needs it. It's not always fun, not always pleasant. You get burned or get taken advantage of. What makes it hard is when there's kids involved. When there's kids involved, it's even worse yet, because you just don't know what to make of it, or what to feel. You never feel it's enough when there's a child there. That's the hard part. And it is. It really is the hard part. But, you know what? Children have a way of being resilient if they're not killed by their attacker. There's somebody that's just crazy enough to pull out a gun and start firing into crowds. Or some moron doesn't drive his car in there. It's sad. But unfortunately, these events do happen, and they've been happening quite frequently lately. And we're not just talking Mother Nature. We're talking real human beings that bleed red, that have vital organs, and everything else that we have. But they've made some very poor choices, driving your vehicles into crowds, not helping. Shooting people is not helping. It hasn't helped yet. It's not going to start. I know it's hard and frustrating when you got a president that just acts like he only cares about himself. And yes, I'm talking to Mr. Tweety Bird in Washington that lives in the White House. You know, Mr. Trump thinks he knows it all. And he might. I just wish he had a little more compassion at times. I wish he was a little more worried about what happens to us and the United States that he swore to protect and the people of it, instead of having his own agenda. And his agenda is fine if you just act on it and do it. But that's not important, really. It is, but it's not. It's not as important as all those people that lost family members, loved ones, whatever, even friends, just because somebody decided they wanted to shoot them for some reason. I just don't understand that. I just don't understand it. If there's somebody out there that can help me understand why anybody in their right mind would think of doing that, I don't know. But according to the Fox News Network, Las Vegas gunman targeted aviation fuel tanks during his little escapade. Great. The shooting spree reports he was going after Army tanks. Does that tell you what kind of crazy he really is? Stephen Paddock. That's the name of